Okay, and looking at the exit ticket from day 5, that was the survey to see how things are going. It looks like people, for the most part, are pretty on board with the way that we've been doing it. I'm seeing a lot of agreeing and strongly agreeing when it comes to the statement, I'm good with the way things are going online so far. Um, Quite a few people like, or at the very least, are neutral with the audio version of me explaining things. Um, I like when Mr. Cook has a video version. Okay, and we're getting a lot of agrees and strong agrees and neutral. We did get a little bit of a disagree, just one disagree on there. So unfortunately, I'm sorry for that person, but we're going to go with majority rules on that one. But if you do need something different, just email me and let me know, and I'll try to come up with something different for you if necessary. Uh, Scrolling down to the favorite things, and especially the things that could be better. I do appreciate everything you've been saying about your favorite things. Quite a few people mentioned that the Ed puzzle was great, although I did notice in the what things could be better, there were some folks saying that it was hard to understand the person who was speaking in that video. And just so you know, I don't have to use that person's voice every time we do an Ed puzzle. I can really pull any video in that we want. Even I could even create my own and put it in there. But unfortunately, for a lot of you, that means you would have to hear my voice maybe twice instead of once. And I know how annoying that could be. Some of the other items I see with the things could be better. A lot of people are saying they're good with what's going. There are a few people who put, I wish you had more daily videos actually explaining details, what's going on for each week. This is one right here. And a few people put that. And I'll try my best to give a little bit more than that, more of those, I should say. There were a few people who put something about, let me see if I can find it again. Well, there are a few people about the extra work. A couple people said they're getting too much work. Now, I don't know if that means for my class only or meaning just across the board, all your teachers. Unfortunately, with my class, that's the only thing I have any control over. Whatever the other teachers are doing, that's totally up to them and the district. I'm just trying to make things as streamlined as I can for you. This is obviously new for all of us. They wanted us to try to make sure we had a full lesson each day for you, and I'm trying to make it as productive but accessible to you as possible. So, I mean, if you have any specific suggestions for me, I'll be happy to take it. There were a couple people who said, I wish the Ed puzzle would let you click away to a text version while it reads. Now, I wasn't aware that Ed puzzle was freezing you from opening a new tab. That's something I'll have to look into. Maybe that's something on my end that I can click to allow you to go to a new tab. I thought you would have been able to have another version open. I think that was my plan, actually. But I guess, that's something I'll have to click and check out. So I apologize for that. But I do plan on using Edpuzzle more in the future because quite a few people seem to enjoy it. There are some folks saying they'd like to have the plans for the week. Only like a couple people put that. I would be happy to give you an outline of what our plans are going to be for the week, but giving you specific details sometimes depends on how everybody's responding to what happened the day before. I've been staying up pretty late at night trying to make sure that I go through a lot of what happened that day and see how that can, expand a little bit on what happens the next day and the day after. There are a couple people who didn't like how to do the video notes digitally. That was if that's the one where you're talking about the movie videos. The reason why I had you do that is because there were quite a few people who didn't have the opportunity or the ability to take pictures of what they wrote in their packet for the movie versions, and we do have obviously the death scene coming up in the movie packet. There were some who weren't able to do that on their computers, and there were others who you know, just found it easier to do it online. But you have the option of doing it any way that you want. If you wanted to write it into your packet and then just take a picture with your phone and email it to me, I'll totally count that. So, you know, that's not a big of an issue. I just the only reason why I asked to switch to that was because I thought it could make it easier for you. But you know, either way, as long as I get them from you, I'm going to count it, obviously. Um, there was one more, I think, that quite a few people said. Um, yeah, there were a couple of length of the assignments, and it was hard to use Spark Notes. I know it came up a couple times because the questions don't identify the scene. I saw that pop up a couple times, and the hope is, see, I really didn't want to make it so that everyone could easily go to the Spark Notes to find everything, because really the part of this unit is to be able to try harder at reading the actual play itself and not just going straight to the translations and only using that. And that's the fear that I had with it. I could have very easily said, it's right after this happened and right after this happened, and this is where the question, you know, this next question takes place. But then, you know, my fear is that there are some folks who might just go, oh, well, then it'd be super easy for me to just jump to SparkNotes and just look at the translation. My hope is, and obviously I can't force you to do it, but my hope is that you're spending some time looking at the text itself, the original text, and at the very least having it become a little bit easier for you to understand by the time we get to the end of this play. So, you know, I do appreciate all the responses to this. There were a couple of people who mentioned that they would like me to do a lesson, especially in the very end, to do a lesson in robe and pajamas or something like that. But I'm sure that was just a joke, and I can also assure you that that's probably not going to happen. Although I'm still kicking around the idea of possibly showing at least part of one of these scenes with using my daughter's Barbie dolls and that type of thing, assuming that she can find all the outfits for it, because a bunch of naked Barbies probably wouldn't make it fun for any of us, okay? All right, so that's that. Once again, have a good week, and I appreciate all the effort that you guys are putting into it, and I will hopefully see you soon.